Okay, guys, we are sitting here with Sarah Robinson. She is the author of Unstuck at Last, Using Your Strengths to Get What You Want. Good morning to you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. I tell you what, I think anyone and everyone out there watching can relate to this. We've all felt stuck at some times in our life, and maybe if someone's thinking, okay, what do you mean by stuck? You're going to let us know.
Great question. I think there is a wide range of what being stuck really means. What I relate to is the first 12 hours of a 24-hour flu where you feel horrible and you really think, I may not get better. I may feel like this for forever. You know,
that's a daunting feeling, too, isn't it?
It's awful. It's a horrible feeling. The reality is, when you're sick, you just have to wait. But when you really are stuck, you need to change things up.
Right. And you have firsthand, I guess, knowledge and experience of this, because as you write in your book, you were stuck.
I was.
You were there.
Absolutely. I was stuck, and I talk about my own journey. I don't know that people really looked at me and thought, oh, that poor woman is so stuck, but I knew personally that I was stuck. Okay. And I was underachieving. I wasn't really reaching my full potential, and I wasn't really getting the feedback from the world that I needed. So I talk about that journey, and I really use the tools that help me become unstuck, help other people become unstuck.
Okay, and we used to keep saying, you know, stuck and unstuck, but I guess an example maybe of what that means in our lives to even be stuck.
It's a great question. So really it has to do with change. Most of us are scared of change. Change equals stress in almost any situation, even if it's a positive change. Marriage, having a new baby, retiring, all these things.
It's something new.
It's something new. We don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
I have an example in my book of a great client that I was actually coaching through her workplace. And she was really worried about an upcoming change. Her daughter was going to college across the country.
That's scary.
And a western state, thousands of miles away. And she said, Sarah, we have had such a close relationship, and I've been so involved in her daily life, and I'm so worried about her moving away and our relationship changing. What I knew about her and what I knew about her strengths was that she loved to read, and she used those strengths at work to dive into new information. And I suggested to her, you know, find a book that you and your daughter can both read about making this transition positive. When I was writing the book, she was so excited by the suggestion, like it hadn't occurred to her, and she was thrilled at the idea of it. She literally wanted to stop the meeting so she could go Google, you know, books that made sense to her. But I followed up when I was writing the book, and she said the transition went so well that her daughter was really happy at school, that she was happy, and the relationship was still really close. They both read a book together, and it made the transition work for them. It has to do with changing and embracing change in a way that you or I really feel is natural, not watching somebody else, but doing what makes sense for you.
Well, and it's inevitable. We're all going to go through these changes, these transitions in our lives, and as we go along, they're going to be new. So what main tip do you have for people out there listening? Is it recognize your strengths and go from there? Is that the big message?
That is the message. There are some people that just naturally deal with change better. There are people that deal well with a lack of structure, and they're just naturally optimistic. The rest of us, and that's most of us, quite frankly, need to recognize our strengths. I have a whole chapter in my book that deals with how can your particular strengths help you deal with change in the best way.
Because we all have them, don't we? We all have these strengths.
Absolutely.
It's just perhaps finding them, recognizing them, and using them to our advantage, right?
Right, right. So one of the things I suggest is people take the Strength Finder assessment. 12 million people have taken it so far. It's very inexpensive. It's under $10, and it helps you realize what's unique about you.
Great. Yeah, we all want to find that out because it is all in all of us. Absolutely. Tell us where we can find the book, where we can go order it.
So it's on Amazon.com. You can also just go to www.unstuckatlast.com. But if you just look for it, search for it on Amazon, you'll find it there.
Well, and we'll put all the information on our website as well to make it easy for everybody out there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here and sharing with all of us. We really appreciate your time. All right, Tracy.